The United States and China are two very big and important countries in the world. They have a lot of power and influence. Their relationship is not simple. Sometimes they work together. Other times they compete strongly. We will look at different parts of how these two countries interact. We will see how they buy and sell things to each other. This is called their economic ties. Many U.S. companies do business in China. Also, Chinese companies invest money in America. This means their economies are connected and need each other. However, they also have many differences. Their governments work in different ways. America has a system where people choose their leaders. China has one main political group that rules the country. These different ways of thinking sometimes led to disagreements. We will also learn about their armies. Both countries have strong armies. They compete over parts of the sea or new technologies. For example, they both want to be the best at making new computers and phones. This race for new ideas is important for the future. Their cultures are also important. America shares its movies and music with the world. China also works to share its language and culture. Both countries want to have many friends around the globe. Understanding the story of the United States and China is very important. What they do affects everyone on Earth. Their choices about working together or competing will change the world. This book will explain why their relationship matters to all of us. Big money, big problems. The United States and China have a very big economic relationship. For many years, they have bought and sold many things to each other. This means they both need each other for money and goods. If one country does not do well, the other might also have problems because their economies are deeply linked. Many American companies have put a lot of money into China. They do this to sell their products to the many people in China or to make goods more cheaply. At the same time, Chinese money has also come to the United States. China has bought many U.S. government bonds, meaning it holds a lot of U.S. debt. But this big trade also has problems. One big issue is that the U.S. buys much more from China than it sells to China. This is called a trade imbalance. Some people in the U.S. worry that this means American jobs are lost. They also think that the trade between the two countries is not always fair. Another big problem is about ideas and new technology. The United States says that China has copied its ideas and stolen new technology, called intellectual property. American companies say they have lost many billions of dollars because of this. They claim some Chinese groups have used computers to steal secrets. They also say American companies sometimes must share their technology with Chinese companies to work there. The U.S. government has said that China has a special program to steal economic secrets. The FBI, a U.S. police group, says that most cases of stealing business secrets involve China. These stolen secrets can include plans for new products or special ways of making things. This makes the trade relationship difficult and full of mistrust. Because of these problems, the United States started a trade war. The U.S. put special taxes, called tariffs, on many goods from China. The U.S. government wanted China to change its trade rules, to stop copying ideas and to make trade more fair. China also put its own special taxes on U.S. goods. This trade war made it harder and more expensive for both countries to buy and sell things. It showed that even with a strong economic link, big problems can make things difficult for everyone. different rules. The United States and China have very different ways of choosing their leaders and running their countries. In the United States, the system is a democracy. This means that the people choose their leaders through regular elections. They vote for who they want to represent them in government. The government has three main parts. One part makes laws, another part carries out the laws, and a third part judges the laws. This separation of powers helps to keep power balanced. People in the United States also have many personal freedoms, like the freedom to speak their minds, write what they think, and gather together. These rights are very important in American society. China's system is quite different. It is ruled by one main group called the Communist Party of China. This party holds all the political power. While there are some local elections, people do not vote for their national leaders. The Communist Party decides who leads the country at the highest levels. This system is often called authoritarian, meaning the government has strong control over people's lives and limits certain freedoms. This fundamental difference in how power is held is a key point of contrast. Because of these different systems, America and China have contrasting ideas about personal freedom and human rights. The United States believes that everyone should have certain basic rights, which are seen as universal. However, there are worries about how some people are treated in China. The United States has often spoken about serious problems with human rights there. For example, there have been reports of people being held without good reason or even disappearing. There are also strict limits on what people can say, what news they can read, and what they can see on the internet. A big concern is the treatment of certain groups of people, especially in the Xinjiang region. Here, many Uyghur Muslims and other ethnic groups have been put into camps. Reports suggest that over 1 million people have been held there against their will. There are also claims of forced work, difficult treatment, and forced medical procedures. The Chinese government has also faced criticism for its actions in Tibet and how it limits religious freedom for Christians and other religious groups. The United States has taken steps, like putting special taxes on some Chinese officials and companies, because of these human rights issues. Finally, these two countries often see the world and international rules in different ways. Both America and China are important members of the United Nations Security Council. They both have a big say in matters of world peace and safety. But they do not always agree on how international laws should work or how countries should act towards each other. Their different ways of ruling their own countries often lead to different ideas about how the world should be governed, creating tension in global discussions. Strong armies. The United States and China both have very strong armies. A country's army is important for its safety and power in the world. These two nations have different ideas about how to use their military strength. The United States has been the world's strongest military for many years. It has a powerful army, navy, and air force. America has military bases in many countries around the world. It also works with many other nations to keep peace and help in different regions. This global presence means America can act quickly in many places. China is also making its army much stronger and more modern. Its army is called the People's Liberation Army, or PLA. In recent times, China has spent a lot of money on new military technology. It is building many new ships advanced airplanes, and powerful missiles. China wants its army to be very modern and able to protect its interests. Because of this, the gap in military power between China and America is becoming smaller. One area of disagreement is the South China Sea. This sea is very important for trade and for its natural resources. China says that a large part of this sea belongs to it. Other countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei also claim parts of the sea. China has built new islands in this area and put its military equipment on them. This worries many of its neighbors. The United States does not say who owns the sea. However, American Navy ships sail there often. They do this to show that the sea is open for all ships to use, which is called freedom of navigation. Taiwan is another very sensitive issue between the two nations. China sees Taiwan as a part of its own country. It calls Taiwan a breakaway province. China has said that it might use force to bring Taiwan back under its control. The United States has a policy called One China. This means America understands there is only one China, but America also has a law that helps Taiwan. This law says America must provide Taiwan with the things it needs to defend itself. This situation creates a lot of tension. Finally, there is competition in the digital world. Both countries use computers and the internet for spying. The United States government says that China uses cyber spying to steal important information. This can be about government plans, new business ideas, or advanced technology. This kind of spying is a serious problem. Both America and China work hard to protect their own computer networks. They try to stop others from getting their secrets. This digital fight is a quiet but very important part of their relationship today. The future is tech. The United States and China are in a big competition. This competition is about who will be the best in new technology. Both countries want to lead the world in new inventions. They know that having the best technology is important for their future wealth and national safety. This race is very strong in many important areas. One important area is artificial intelligence, or AI. AI is about making machines that can think and learn like people. Another key area is 5G telecommunications. This is a very fast way to connect phones and computers to the internet. It helps many new technologies work well. Semiconductors are also very important. These are small parts like tiny brains inside all electronic devices, such as phones, computers, and cars. Modern technology cannot work without them. The United States has taken steps to slow down China's progress in technology. America wants to stop China from getting certain advanced technologies. For example, the US government has put limits on a big Chinese company called Huawei. This company makes telecommunication equipment and phones. The US said that Huawei's equipment could be a risk to national security. Because of this, the US government stopped its own networks from using Huawei equipment. It also put Huawei on a special list. This list makes it hard for Huawei to buy important technology from American companies. Later, these rules became even stricter. Now, other countries also cannot sell semiconductors to Huawei if they use American technology to make them. In response, China is working very hard to make its own technology. China does not want to depend on other countries for important tech parts. It wants to be self-sufficient. This means making everything it needs inside its own country. One of China's big plans is called Made in China 2025. The goal of this plan is for China to become a global leader in making high-tech products. China wants to invent and produce its own advanced technology, from robots to new types of airplanes. This competition has changed many things around the world. It has caused problems for global supply chains. A supply chain is how products move from where they are made to where they are sold. When countries put limits on technology, this flow can stop. Some people talk about decoupling their tech sectors. This means the technology industries of the US and China might become separate. Countries around the world are now thinking carefully about where they get their technology from. They want to make sure their own systems are safe and reliable. This race will continue to shape the future of technology. Making friends in the world. America and China both want to have friends in the world. This is called soft power. It means making other countries like you, not by being strong with an army, but by being attractive and friendly. A country uses its culture, ideas, and way of life to influence others. The United States has a lot of soft power. Its popular culture is known everywhere. Movies made in Hollywood are watched by millions of people across continents. American music, with its different styles, is played on radios and in homes globally. Television shows from America are also very popular. These famous cultural products help people in many countries feel connected to American life and ideas. They create a sense of familiarity and often good feelings about America. Also, American schools and universities are very important for its soft power. Many students from all over the world want to study in America. These universities are known for their high quality of education and research. Every year, thousands of young people come to America to learn. When these students return to their home countries, they often carry good memories and a better understanding of America. This helps America to make friends and share its way of thinking with others, building bridges between nations. China is also working hard to make more friends globally and increase its own soft power. It wants to share its rich culture and ancient language with other nations. One important way China does this is by opening special schools in different countries. These schools are known as Confucius Institutes. At these places, people can learn the Chinese language, like Mandarin, and discover more about Chinese culture, history, and traditions. These institutes help people around the world learn about China. Furthermore, China helps other nations with big building projects. This is part of a very large plan called the Belt and Road Initiative. Through this plan, China helps to build new roads, railways, bridges, and ports in many countries, especially in Asia, Africa, and Europe. It also gives money to help these nations develop their economies and improve their people's lives. China hopes that by helping with these important infrastructure projects, it can build strong friendships and help many nations grow and connect. These efforts show how both America and China actively try to make connections and be liked around the world, using different methods to gain influence and build relationships. This competition for friendship is an important part of their global story. Can they work together? The United States and China often have different ideas. They compete in many areas like money, new technology, and military strength. But sometimes, even with many disagreements, they need to work together. Some problems are so big that no single country can solve them alone. When these two powerful nations cooperate, it can help the whole world. One very important area for working together is climate change. The Earth is getting warmer, and this causes many problems like bad storms and floods. Both the USA and China are very big countries, and they use a lot of energy. This means they both make a lot of gases that warm the planet. If they do not work together to find cleaner ways to get energy, the problem will get worse for everyone. They can share ideas and help each other use less harmful energy. Another big challenge is fighting sicknesses that affect people everywhere. Sometimes, new diseases appear and can spread very fast across the world. When this happens, countries need to share information quickly. They need to work together to find medicines or ways to stop the sickness from spreading. The USA and China have many smart doctors and scientists. If they share their knowledge, they can help protect people in both countries and in other places too. Stopping dangerous weapons from spreading is also a key area for cooperation. Some weapons are very powerful and can cause great harm. Both the USA and China want to make sure these weapons do not fall into the wrong hands. They can talk to each other and agree on rules to control these weapons. This helps keep the world safer from big dangers. It is not easy to be partners and competitors at the same time. The relationship between the USA and China is like walking on a thin line. They want to be the best, but they also know they must help each other with global problems. Finding this balance is a big test. How well they can do this will change the future for many people around the world. Their ability to work together, even when they disagree, is very important for peace and safety. What comes next? The relationship between the United States and China is very important and complex. They sometimes work together, but they also compete a lot. This story matters to everyone. We have learned about their strong money connections. They buy and sell many things. American companies work in China and Chinese money goes to the USA. Their success is often linked. However, problems exist. Trade can be unfair. They worry about who owns new ideas and technology. This led to disagreements, including special taxes on goods. China also uses big building projects in many countries, giving it more global influence. Their ways of ruling are very different. America chooses its leaders through voting. China has one main group that rules the country, holding all power. They have different ideas about people's freedom. America worries about how some people are treated in China, especially regarding human rights. They also see world rules in different ways. Both countries have strong armies. America has a big army around the world. China is making its army much stronger. They disagree about an important sea. Taiwan is also a very sensitive issue. They try to get secret information from each other using computers. There is a big race to be the best in new technology, like phones and the internet. Both want to be leaders. America tries to stop China from getting certain advanced technologies. China works hard to make its own. This competition changes where countries get their tech. Both countries want friends. America uses its movies, music, and ideas to be liked. Its universities bring many students from other places. China also works to make friends. It teaches its language and culture in schools abroad. It also helps other nations with big building projects. Even with differences, they sometimes work together. They must help with big world problems like climate change and fighting global sicknesses. They also try to stop dangerous weapons. Balancing competition and cooperation is a big challenge. So the relationship has many parts: money, rules, and power. This story is always changing. What happens next is not decided yet. The future is still being written. The choices the United States and China make will touch every person. Their decisions will shape the future for the entire world.